Thank you all for joining me today in today's 820 episode, your new urgency meeting for your 500 seconds on resilience. I appreciate you allowing me to infringe on your attention today, again, for less than 10 minutes. I hope it doesn't take you too far off your path. Hopefully it guides you on a smoother path. At least that's my intention, but please feel free, don't be shy. Let me know if I have steered you away from your good day and didn't make it as smooth as I wanted it to be. Let's go forward with this discussion today. The theme for today is the fourth C. The fourth C. That term was distilled from the book, Resilience, The Beauty of Presence. And there are other C words the other three, that made this fourth one a little more concrete. The word's not concrete today, but that term came to us now also to kind of concretize what those other three C's means in the book, Resilience, The Beauty of Presence. And all those words are pointed to the core starting point for you to start to decide and define for yourself what drives you. And for your drive, I mentioned in other podcasts, your raw desire. That is the entryway to your drive. The other three C's that I have presented to you throughout the book and in these 820 episodes were this: concept, context, and content. That is a cyclical spiral process, not one way, top down or bottom up, but those three terms, concept, context, and content, should be a vibrating model to help you to decide and define how you prosecute your own life, how you execute what you do, how you observe and communicate who you are and what you do. And also, in terms of maybe using these podcast episodes and the book construct, maybe you can use those words of concept, context, and content to empower, embolden, encircle, outline your presence. But it's not enough to have presence. We all either knowingly or unknowingly have presence. I only want to interest you in the knowing and the application part of your presence. But once you have a sincere awareness of your own presence, it's important. It's essential to my mission to discuss resilience and the beauty of your presence. But pardon me, that's not enough. Now that we're familiar and committed to that concept of having presence and being aware of it, it's also time to produce from that wisdom and that gift and that talent that's now encompassed in that gift called your presence. So, for that fourth C thing that I mentioned at the top of the discussion, that C thing, that fourth C component of this discussion with you about and around resilience and presence is very similar to the term I introduced a few episodes ago, meaning that term about producing, to produce and not to just blindly follow and consume something because it feels so easy. Again, having presence is good, but on top of that, now going forward, we need to produce from that presence. And ask yourself every day, if and when you realize your presence, what do you produce from that presence? and produce it without much of an observation or a focus. Meaning, no one's watching. The question should remain for you and only you. You have presence. What do you produce from your own presence? Every day, every moment. But I feel that a similar word may also add some more simplicity and a stronger inference in the building, discovering, and developing upon our respective and very delicate presence. Delicate meaning that even our honest intentions can get distracted or compromised in this heaven and hell we experience in each day and maybe in each moment. So that fourth C can be an interchangeable word with the term production. That fourth C is construction. So maybe just leveraging my dated engineering and analytical eye and ears, that word from the foundation of presence, construction, moves it more into action. It speaks to the work we all have to do to build resilience. To say construct means to design, draft, test, refine, retest, execute, and then take that construction outside. Taking outside is the proof and live in-person test of your production. And from what you have now constructed, you put your heart, mind, body, spirit, sweat, blood into this construction. You have made it. You have constructed it. You didn't create it, but you took the creative resources available to you and you built it with your own skin in the game, your sweat and blood and observations in the flesh.